everyone. Welcome to the 31 Media podcast. My name is Vaishnavi Nashte. I'm the marketing and PR manager at 31 Media. Today's podcast is in collaboration with the Digital Transformation Awards that's taking place in London in 2025. Today on the 31 Media podcast, we have Sabitha Nalli, who's a seasoned leader with 20 years of experience in testing, release, and quality assurance. She also focuses on digital transformation across diverse sectors. She served as a judge for the prestigious National Software Testing Awards for UK, and she's been doing that for the last 5 years. She's also judging the entries for the Digital Transformation Awards for 2025. Welcome to the 31 Media Podcast, Sabita. How are you?
Hi, thank you, Vaishnavi, so much for having me on the show. I'm thrilled to be part of this interesting conversation, and I am excited today. Thank you.
No worries. I'm so glad that you've decided to come on the podcast. And I have quite a few questions for you. So firstly, how did you come across the Digital Transformation Awards? And I know you've been a part of the testing awards for quite a while, but I want to get an understanding of how you stumble across the Digital Transformation Awards and the process of you becoming a judge.
Sure. It is an interesting story, to be honest. I first learned about Digital Transformation Awards through IT industry publications and through professional networking.
Right.
Back in 2018, 2019, a long time ago, I
Mhm.
was invited to be part of judging panel of
Yeah.
Software Testing Awards UK.
Hmm.
And since then, I'm actively involved giving back to the IT community, sharing my experiences and knowledge that I have gathered all these years.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years, I don't remember exactly when, but during one of the judging sessions, another judge casually started to have a discussion about digital transformation awards
Hmm.
and highlighted its significance, how it recognized innovation within the digital space. At
Yeah.
that point, I was intrigued, and I kept my eyes through, just looking out for how things are progressing within the digital transformation
Yeah.
and within the industry and all that sort. And last year, I was approached to be part of the judging panel, and
Hmm.
I said yes, and here I am. And with no doubt, I
Yeah.
can say that it has been an inspiring journey,
Hmm.
witnessing the transformative impact of
Initiative. Yeah.
digital initiatives recognized by this platform.
Yeah.
I really think you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. So glad to hear that. And have you attended these award ceremonies before? I think the DTA Awards would probably be the first one for you last year, right?
Yes, I had the
Yeah.
privilege to attend, software testing awards and digital
Mhm.
transformation awards.
Yeah.
I have to say the award ceremony was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was inspiring to see so many talented individuals and groups
Yeah.
being recognized for their hard work. It's not simple, to get and organize everything and to work perfectly on the day. But I think you guys have pulled out. It was wonderful to see the celebrations, the achievements for so many deserving people. This also gave me an opportunity to meet key leaders in the industry, who
Yeah.
were the driving force behind the transformational projects. I think it's really wonderful to be part of the judging panel team,
Mm.
and I thoroughly enjoyed myself in the event as well.
So glad to hear you say that. Yeah, we've got like a pretty good team for event organizers in the company. But coming to the next question, more specific to the judging process and the judging of the entries itself, like in your experience of judging entries across software testing for, let's say, the last 5 years, have there been any entries that, have caught your eye or have really impressed you?
Yeah, absolutely. There have been several entries that have truly stood out and impressed me. Going back a few years, but I'm going to take an example from Digital Transformation Award, which is a fresh application for me for this year. One submission particularly fascinated me.
Mm.
At this point, I would like to mention about the due diligence that what 31 Media conducts as well. As part of the application process, uh, before I receive the application, all the sensitive or any sensitive information, for example, company name, is redacted from the project to make sure that the marking remains fair and impartial. So when I see the application, I don't know who that is, where it is coming from. Of course, I can understand from the application whether it's banking or finance or the sector, but that is all I can understand from the application. Now, coming back to the submission, I was amazed to see how the details was articulated in this particular submission that I was talking about earlier. They showcased an innovative approach describing what their project achieved and its uniqueness. They did not stop there. They supported their arguments with metrics. And more importantly, they mentioned what was the value of change they made, the digital transformation brought to the business, and how it solved the original problem. This particular submission highlighted the way they leverage the technology to
Mm-hmm.
solve their complex problem, which
Yeah.
is unique to themselves, and how they drove the significant impact. That was remarkable.
Mm.
And I felt it really exemplified the spirit of digital transformation. And that just stood out for me. And I can still kind of like, see that application in front of me, just talking about that application, how well they did.
Mm.
They made it so easy for any layman to understand, including the facts and figures, what was before the project and how that has changed, and after project what they have achieved. They have clearly given those facts and figures
Mm-hmm.
behind that application, which made it more successful applicant when
Yeah.
you compare against among the other applicants.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, these are the entries that you can definitely compare, put that against all of the other entries. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that insight. And with you being in the industry for like more than 20 years now, and looking at how the industry trends have evolved over the years, do you think there's anything in particular that you would look forward to in this year's entries?
In terms of this year entries, yes, there are few things that what I would look forward to. Firstly, you got to think outside of the box. And if you think outside of the box, I think you are one of the good, perfect candidate to apply for one of these awards.
Yeah.
Um, in my view, the projects that qualify in particular for Digital Transformation Awards should demonstrate a significant impact of
Mm.
using technology in an innovative way.
Yeah.
They should address what are their critical challenges
Mm-hmm.
and how they are planning to overcome it, and the opportunities what they have discovered,
Mm-hmm.
and how they're going to implement that opportunities, and also combining with the facts and figures wherever possible, but not making it too complicated for others to uh, not getting too
Comprehend.
complicated for others to understand.
Yeah.
They should be able to show measurable outcomes,
Mm-hmm.
how the efficiency has increased,
Mm-hmm.
how that change has impacted the customer experience,
Mm-hmm.
and how it has enhanced the business growth.
Right.
Additionally, I would also call out for future applicants um, able to articulate their creative approach in particular, because they have to tell the story, what has and how they have done it in a creative way. Because we would like to see, not just to see copy and paste approach,
Mm-hmm.
we would like to see something, what uniqueness they have brought to that application. What is a strategy that
Mm-hmm.
has enhanced their product,
Right.
and how they have uh, done it in a scalable way, how they
Mm-hmm.
thought about sustainability and potential to inspire broader industry adoption from the method what they choose. So this is something that I would definitely suggest for future applicants to look at.
Yeah. That is so in
Actually,
depth.
another, sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
Another thing I would like to, give more importance to is understanding the criteria of each category,
That is so
what they
important.
apply for,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure they give enough evidence supporting their arguments. This is something that
Mm-hmm.
I would like them to look out for.
Yeah. Also, one more addition to the point, I think it's just as important to select the right category, because I've heard like horror stories of people submitting their really good entry into the wrong category and then not getting nominated for it. So it's
Yeah, to be honest, we have come across one of those, and
yeah.
we have highly commended that particular project, because we can
Mm-hmm.
see how potential that project could be for another category, and it could potentially be a winner as well. um, but it cannot happen all the time. But it's like you mentioned, it's very important that the applicant should understand what is the criteria if they are selecting the right category for the type of the project they are submitting, and how well they're articulating that within the given limitations of words and presentation.
Yeah, that is such an in-depth answer. Thank you so much, Sabita. I think that pretty much sums up the next question, but I'm still going to answer you. Do you have, like, ask you, do you have any final tips for the entrance for this year or for next year in terms of, I don't know, the judging process or anything in particular that you want to mention about the criteria?
There are two things. I
Mm-hmm.
just would like to touch upon judging process here. Um, from my past 6 to 7 years, I think, of judging experience within being a software testing awards judging panel and digital transformation awards judging panel, um, I observed the evaluation process thorough and multifaceted. Um, the assessment always starts to make sure that how the application is done from a clarity and completeness
Mm-hmm.
perspective.
Yeah.
And it's very important, like I mentioned before, the criteria of category, that is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely important. Also looking to understand the innovative use of technology, demonstrating the tangible impact what it has been given in terms of business results, customer satisfaction,
Mm-hmm.
and those areas. You also need to understand, are you pushing the boundaries and setting new standards in the ways that you're doing? My advice would be to focus on clearly defining the problem your project is going to address, and demonstrate how your solution not only solves the problem,
Mm-hmm.
but also uh, enhances the function of what your project is going to do.
Yeah.
It enhances the product, how the business is going to benefit from that change. And be sure to highlight measurable outcomes, which is very important. You could include in efficiency, customer satisfaction results,
Hmm.
or the business growth percentage. You can show the scalability of the solution,
Hmm.
and make sure the storytelling is done clearly, in a way that is compelling and easy to understand, emphasizing both technical and human aspects
Yeah.
of your digital transformation journey. Lastly, I would recommend not to shy away from showcasing any challenges that you have
You
faced
might have faced.
during
Yeah.
that project, and how you overcame them,
Hmm.
because this adds depth and authenticity to that particular entry. And this is something that, as a judge, that I would look out for.
Yeah.
And I know it is not simple, but at the same time it is not impossible. All it takes is, make sure you write, take your time, and review your application with your colleague before you're submitting them, to make sure it is easily understandable, or add those perspectives and aspects that would give edge to your application. And then
Yeah.
sure, you will go through your way. And another thing I would like to add is, don't worry, if you don't win in the awards. What I personally recommend is any applicant that comes through this awards is a winner,
Hmm.
because you have come to a point where you know that you have gone through a lot of hard work, and you have achieved something tangible. Uh, you're in a winning place, but when it comes to the award ceremony, that is only one winner. So don't be disheartened. Uh, I consider any applications that come through the Digital Transformation Awards, as winners in
Yeah.
each in their own unique form.
Yeah, that's such an important point to mention. Not a lot of people have spoken about it, so thank you for shedding light on that. And I think it's so important to start early and make sure that you're brainstorming correctly and putting the entry together. From your experience, have you thought that, maybe entering more categories has been beneficial in the judging process? Do you think that helps out?
For not for all, but
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of applications, like I mentioned, because one project could possibly fit in two categories really well.
Right,
So if you do have that opportunity, I would always ask the applicants to make the most out of it.
right.
It's important that, to be recognized, and it gives you, trust me, it gives you a very good feeling when you stand there with an award in your hand. And if you can maximize your opportunity wherever possible, I would recommend to you to do that. And again, being one of the shortlist candidates, being one of the
Mm-hmm.
finalists, it gives you a different edge to the client, or to the potential employer, or future changes within your product. It does make a lot of difference. And I do strongly recommend, if you do have opportunity, go through and apply for the categories that where you feel that you would fit against.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sabitha. All of this information has been so helpful. And thank you again for being on the podcast. And I will see you at the Digital Transformation Awards.
Thank you very much. I thoroughly enjoyed myself as well. And you have a good day.
Thank you, Sabitha.